Hi, I'm Louisa from LA Training Academy, Creating Salon Success, and I'm here today with Kerry Ellis. I'm really excited to interview Kerry today. And for those who don't know, Kerry is a West End and Broadway star. I could ramble on about what she's done, but I'm going to let her tell you herself. So if you can just introduce yourself, Kerry, and just tell us a little bit more about yourself and what it is that you do, please.
Yeah, so I've been doing shows for years, West End shows and Broadway shows, and lots of concerts. I do my own music. I tour with a certain rock legend, Brian May, that some of you may know from Queen.
Just a few.
Just and also I'm a mum of two, so I try and balance this crazy showbiz life with being, a mum and having a family. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell, really.
I love how you just say just a certain someone who people might know. It's got to be done. Yeah, I do actually remember seeing you in concert with him, and it was amazing. So I'm hoping you're going to come back to Sheffield with him and do another one at some point.
We'd love to. It's really funny because, especially at the moment when we're all in this kind of crazy situation,
Yeah.
and especially for our industry, it's all about, playing in a band and being, with an orchestra. And I've actually been speaking to Brian quite a lot because he's been doing his mini concerts.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple of lives, but it's the most strange thing. And he's played a couple of songs for my live shows. And it was really nice to kind of feel like we were doing a bit of a show together and have a bit of a connection, because it's the most difficult thing at the moment. It's just not being collaborative, but in a very different way. Now we're having to do it online, and it's really different. And I've done recently a lot of like Q&As with some like young drama students, and it seems that kind of that younger generation seem to just be taking it in their stride, and it's almost like they were already prepared to go online. They communicate through the internet, without even talking to each other normally. They communicate online, and I feel like that we're kind of catching up. I mean, thank God for Zoom, because
I know,
it's been a massive tool for us all to be able to carry on a little bit of what we're doing. Thank God.
It is amazing. I have seen a couple of your lives actually, and I saw the one that you did with Brian, and I had like goose pimples. I just thought, it's so nice, it's so good, and you could almost see that connection between the two of you, even online. Like you could just tell that there's like a big connection.
Oh, it's so good, because it does seem a bit. It's so strange. Not the singing bit, because obviously if I'm learning songs, I will sing in my kitchen and sing around the house. But it's kind of performing, looking back at yourself, and then it's when you finish the song and nothing happens. I'm so used to people.
Yeah, used to round of applause.
I had to kind of clap myself. It was so weird.
I'm sure people are clapping. Like you get a lot of good comments and a lot of positive feedback.
Just to see, people kind of start popping up, and you do feel like there's a community there, which is really reassuring.
Yeah. So I suppose you're getting like a personal applause. So like one by one, everybody's giving you a bit of applause.
I need to record it so I can hear it.
Oh, yeah, you should, yeah. No, but you're right, it is so difficult. And I guess that's how you're able to carry on doing your job.
Initially, lots of shows were rescheduled, and I was meant to go to Japan and Milan, and I was going up to Belfast and Scotland. So I was meant to be traveling quite a bit over this period, and doing a big Queen celebration tour as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so it was quite sad initially, and those first couple of weeks I just kind of had a meltdown, had a few tears, because I think it was the unknown and the uncertainty of what was going to happen. And now that we've kind of relaxed into it, I've been able to kind of make the most of the time. One, kind of being forced to actually just stop and take time and be with my family and have dinner together and not have to rush around, which has been lovely.
Oh yeah.
And then I tried to find these creative outlets, like doing a couple of live shows, and it's been amazing how many little things have come in with people wanting you to do a lot of stuff. That's been quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
And usually you're kind of protected from that because it all filters through your agent, and it's about scheduling and time. But of course, everybody knows you're at home and you're not going anywhere, so you're a little bit captive.
Yeah, it's all going straight to you.
Yeah, but that has kept me focused, and it has kept me creative and busy, which has been brilliant. And often do something like this, trying to make sure that they're in bed and they're not going to trouble me has been tricky.
Yeah, I bet it is difficult. A lot of my friends, well, one, I know so many people have had a meltdown, including myself. I think we've all had a few tears, like you said, the unknown. But I know a lot of people, like my friends that have got children, and they are like struggling really because of the homeschooling, and they're trying to get on with what they want to do and then focus on the kids as well. And it must be really, really difficult.
Yeah, we're like full on childcare, which I know obviously there are children, but most of us send them to school, or we
Yeah.
have jobs, or even the school time, you kind of have that respite. And suddenly now we're full-time parents that have to be teachers, we have to be chefs, we have to be entertainers,
Yeah.
and then also, try and have a bit of your own time as well, which is incredibly difficult. Homeschooling is tricky, is interesting. That's just having us all together, and it's something that we don't normally have, because obviously my husband works, I work, we're always crossing here, there and everywhere. I mean, we've been eating brilliantly, 3 meals a day all together.
Yeah. You can actually plan your meals, can't you?
Oh my God, I mean, that's been a joy. And I do wonder if this kind of does, or will, kind of reset everybody, especially people that are very busy and 100 miles an hour all the time, back to basics.
I agree. I think this is, I think it's almost been, I know it's not a blessing in disguise because that sounds awful, but I think it's a weird way, like you said, to reset things and almost make you appreciate you don't have to run around a million miles an hour. And I am a big culprit of that.
Oh,
I barely ever see my husband. So I'm actually quite enjoying spending time with him. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's taken that pressure away, hasn't it? If we have, careers, to strive for the next thing, or making the next product, or finding the next job, or, we have that pressure, or we put it on ourselves, whereas that's been taken away at the moment. So kind of concentrating on basic things, like going for a walk with your family, and trying to just have a chat, and not have screens, and not have somewhere to be, or have a time schedule. That's kind of been quite nice.
And I've actually found areas I've lived in. I have moved away and done stuff, but I've actually lived in the place where I'm living now for a lot of my life, and I've actually found places that I didn't even know existed.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I'm like, there's lakes in places. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this was here. So really nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
And it just, what's also is everybody, because we're given this hour to exercise, or to have a bit of space, or go for a walk. Amazing how people have suddenly got exercise into their routine.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have done before. And those kind of basic things about looking after yourself, diet, exercise, they make you feel really good, and giving people time to do that. Again, I think it's a part of resetting, making sure that you perhaps reschedule a little bit of that into your life when we are kind of let out, if you like, or things change, so keeping those basic things in are so important.
Definitely. Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I love exercise. I love my little morning routine. I love getting out there, but even I let it slack sometimes, even though I'm like a big advocate for it. But I've done it something every day, and I thought, right, this is it now. I am sticking to it because I feel so good. And if I don't do that, my mindset drops, and I can feel myself getting a little bit moody, and my mood just goes down completely.
Yeah, I think also with the kids, and it's half an hour of just jumping about, but that kind of getting up, getting moving, getting in the shower, getting dressed, maybe putting a bit of makeup on, doing your hair, kind of making like yourself feel better before you kind of even do anything else.
Definitely.
It's so important, because I think the danger of this time would have been people just kind of sitting, watching hours of Netflix, not having any drive. I think because people have actually done better and look healthy and feel healthy, and there's a lot of positivity out there actually, I think, which is great.
I agree. I think, yeah, it's almost like a lot less, even though it's a very, very stressful situation, and like you said, it's the unknown and we don't know what's happening. I almost feel far less stressed. So,
yeah.
But
stress in a different way, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, and like you said, in the beginning, it was a bit difficult, but once you sort of get into the zone of it and get used to it, you're like, you have to find your feet then, don't you? It's just a different way of life, isn't it? Just a different rhythm.
Like, to a sense, to a degree of not having to be anywhere, and also that we are so bad for rushing about. We're terrible, and we've always going with the kids. They've always got so much to do, or we've got to be somewhere, and you don't actually take time to just sit and be with each other. And we're such bad culprits for that. But this has been really good, and to not have that pressure of having to be anywhere has been brilliant. I do have pangs to sort of have, have that kind of adrenaline. I'm finding it in different ways. Like, we've got bikes, so I go out kind of cycling, which I've loved. And I'm a terrible runner, but have been running a little bit. And just things like having a bath. I mean, I've had about 7 baths. I don't remember when we were out before this. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a bath, and it's just like,
yeah, I do love a bath. Lots of bubbles. I do like that.
Actually, taking 5 minutes is just the best.
Especially for you, if you can get 5 minutes without the kids and have a nice chilled out bath, that's good.
Which is rare.
No, I bet.
No. Off you go. Oh my goodness. A quick hello then.
Hello.
Okay, this is my eldest. Who needs to go to bed? Who's in bed?
Wants to know what's happening.
No, go and tell Daddy. Go and tell Daddy. That's great, isn't it? I have an itchy bum. I mean,
it's the realities of all working from home and all that, isn't it?
Oh God! I mean, it's just it is hilarious.
It was inevitable. It's always going to happen, isn't it? But I think it's just real life, isn't it? It's
real life, and people have really enjoyed seeing that. I mean, I've been doing like a few little interviews and stuff over the phone, and like, Freddie will shout, "Mum, I need your help. I'm having a poo." Like, it's real, this is reality. And
exactly. I saw something that you did the other day, and I think one of them was like putting their hand up behind the settee, and I was like giggling.
I know. Well, so I did a little video for my live, kind of saying I was going to go live, and I could see this little hand popping up behind the sofa, and it was Freddie, and by the end of it, I thought, I'm not going to be able to record it again, because one, they're not going to give me time to do it. So I'm just going to put it out, and it got so much reaction. That's actually what people want. They want to see the reality, and they want to see that you're going through everything that everyone else is going through.
Yeah, I interviewed someone the other day. I was chatting to someone the other day on Zoom, and she's just got a new puppy. She lives on her own, and she's felt. I know, it's so cute. It's so cute.
How brilliant timing as well.
Yeah, and she was like, "This is like a godsend." She went, because I'm like, I felt really alone, and obviously because she's on her own, and it's a horrible time when it's like that. So, but the dog was like whining, and do you know what? I kind of left it on the video because I was just like, it's just real and it's nice, and it was just so cute anyway.
It's the perfect time, because it's like a couple of my friends have just had babies, newborn babies, and similar thing. I'm like, what a perfect time that you're under no stress. To rush back to work. You would just want to be at home with your baby anyway, so it's kind of perfect timing.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it has its stresses, but the puppies, how brilliant timing to have a new puppy.
I know. She said that. She said, I'm so grateful that like she's here now and stuff. So yeah, definitely good timing and perfect company. Bless it. So yeah, very cute.
That's the only thing at the moment, isn't it? It's not. I mean, everybody's become like quiz mania on Zoom.
Yeah.
And Zoom chats, but it's just not seeing other people, and it's quite. I think that's such an important thing.
Yeah.
You see like a neighbour walking past your drive, you're kind of like, oh, hello,
I know, you're like grabbing for conversation, aren't you, just to speak to another human being.
Yeah. You're desperate for that communication, and that kind of just to see somebody else, and if obviously you're out and you're doing kind of a walk or exercise and you have to go round people, you know, you kind of feel a bit weird.
You feel really rude, don't you? Like, you're kind of like walking out of your way.
And the supermarkets, I mean, they're an experience.
They're crazy.
That's weird. I find that all very strange.
Yeah.
People feel like they can't talk to each other. I know we've got a social distance, but
yeah, it's like head down, move on.
People have suddenly can't smile at each other. It's really strange.
No, yeah, it is a very, very bizarre situation, but I think everyone's just feeling really weird, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
I think so.
It is strange. So, obviously, I know we don't know when this is going to end, but have you got anything exciting coming up that you've got planned that you think will be going ahead?
I have. Well, I've got a new podcast coming out as well, which is
exciting.
Kind of make the most of, again, being in lockdown and kind of and I've been wanting to do one for a while and putting it off, and well, actually now is quite a good time because all my friends who I wanted to speak to in the industry are at home, so I thought this is actually quite a good time.
Perfect.
I'm also working on a book. Again, which is something I'd put off, but I just thought this is perfect time to utilize.
Yeah.
So I'm working with somebody putting that together, which is exciting.
Wow. Is that about you or about your life or is it top secret at the minute?
Yeah, no, it is an autobiography.
Excellent.
It's here comes number 2. I thought I would get
at least we're getting to see them.
Say hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's Ben 10.
Oh, what have you got there?
Oh, it's a watch.
Oh, right. Wow, so that's a good watch.
A good watch, isn't it, Fred?
When you press it, you can look. It can turn.
Wow, goodness me. Oh, that is super cool, isn't it?
Right, Fred, go to bed. Quick.
Right.
Quick. Yep, they've seen your Ben 10 watch. Yep.
So
it's bedtime, that's what it is.
No.
Quick.
No.
All right, tell me what it is and go.
So.
Quick.
Stink fly, beat blast.
Sorry.
4 arms and cannonball. Overflow.
Yes, go.
We've had a lesson on this watch now. This is a bit exciting.
Quick, Daddy's calling you. Quick. Go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, darling, don't worry.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, it's nice. It's nice. It's just, it's for you, isn't it?
Normal life.
To be so excited about a Ben 10 watch.
I mean, the brilliant bit about them, you know, is they obviously know about what's going on, but they don't. Kids live in the here and now.
Yeah, they just take it in their stride, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of nice that they don't really. It's not really affected them, apart from they can't see their friends and family.
Yeah,
that's tricky. But they're taking it all in their stride, and that's kind of. It's exhausting.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
It's great. You know, it is really good. Bless them.
Oh, so yeah, my friend's little girl, it was her birthday during lockdown, and my friend was so worried, thinking it wouldn't be a good birthday and she couldn't have her friends round. And then her daughter just went, "Mummy, it's been the best birthday ever," because she had a mum all to herself, so it was perfect. So no need to worry. She was happy.
They thrive on attention, don't they? They thrive on your time. And again, a lot of us, because we're all trying to balance a work-life balance, you know, it's quite tricky. And actually what they want is just you there all the time.
It was perfect, bless them. So yeah, it's all kids want, isn't it? Just want the attention.
Simple things. And I've become craft mania, all like the recycling boxes and just making a ton of stuff and trying to come up with something new each day for, you know, keep him crafted or something.
Keeps them busy.
And drinking lots of wine as well.
Oh gosh, absolutely. I think it's part of lockdown. I think, everybody I have spoken to has sort of said, "Oh, I've increased my alcohol intake." And I just think it's just what everybody's doing. It just gets you through.
I think, it has been the kind of the common denominator at the moment. I mean, I'm not a big barely drink. But not having to kind of be at a concert, I have had like a glass of wine.
I think that's what it is, though. I think it's that freedom of not. Obviously, you've got to get up, but you don't necessarily have to be somewhere, or you know,
Yeah.
you've just got to do your things, but it's almost like in your own pace. It's I quite like it.
Yeah, yeah. I must admit, it has kind of it's relaxed us in some ways, and yeah, it's been
Absolutely, absolutely. So anyway, back to your book.
Oh yeah, so my book. Sorry,
No,
yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
an autobiography. Uh, just from all my experiences really, and how I got into it, and just my life really, and everything I can remember.
Oh, so
It's kind of
exciting.
personal and career, so that it's kind of the full story.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is exciting. And then I have lots of dough. It will be next year, 2021. Japan will hopefully be at the end of the year, and then I've got some lovely big Christmas concerts coming out, which I hope we're all good for. You know,
oh, fingers crossed. Gosh,
it's really difficult because you don't also know what the situation's going to be. So I think our industry are trying to be forward thinking and trying to look. They have to, you know.
yeah.
But we just have to take each day as it comes, because we just don't know. And I think if I think about it too much, it'll freak me out. So
I think that's the key, isn't it? You can't think about it too much. Just take it in your stride, and learn from the kids. We'll just take it in our stride, live day to day.
And also, I think we've got to remember that everybody's in the same boat. You know, everybody's in the same situation, and everybody will be kind of restarting or picking up where they've left off. So I think you just have to roll with it.
Definitely, yeah. We're a bit like that in the beauty industry. It is difficult, and obviously you don't know when you can open or how it's going to be when you do open, but you've just got to put some plans together, haven't you, and just sort of roll with it when it does happen.
I do think it's a perfect time for people to kind of be doing home care about themselves. I mean, the haircuts have been hysterical. I've cut my husband's hair. It's been hilarious.
I've seen a few on YouTube.
Oh my goodness. But those kind of times when you can actually, you know, like I said, sit in the bath and actually do a face mask, or you can look after your skin a bit more, or you can actually floss. I mean, have time to floss. You know, those little things. We're all going to come out, you know, looking really refreshed and have eaten really well, and you know, so it's a good time.
And like you said, we need to keep it. We need to try and keep it, don't we?
I think so. I think a lot of people will hopefully take a lot of this with them. I mean, we certainly will, just with cooking and eating all together and exercising together and just slowing down a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, I do miss me eating out.
Oh, me too. I think when we do get let out, I'm not going to cook for like a month.
Restaurants every night, and we'll be like, oh, we'll just love some home cooked food.
Oh my god. Although we had a curry for the first time in like 3 weeks, and because we'd been cooking obviously every day, we had it, and both of us were like, I felt so rough after it, because you're not used to that kind of that food, you know.
Your body wonders what's hit it, doesn't it?
Something so it was so rich, and it was quite something, and we've not done it since. So
maybe that's the key to being healthy. Like, have it, wait ages, and then have it, and then you feel so uncomfortable that you think, oh, I'm not having that again.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we love eating out, and I'm sure we will again lots. But we were getting quite in a habit of it, and I don't think we need to as much. And also just things like, it's amazing how you indulge a lot more than you need to, and obviously we've reined everything back, and I mean, it's been really educational for both of us. Not that we wasted money, but we would spend money on things that we really didn't need to.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Everyone's saying that to me, that they've got more money because they're not having to travel to work, and they're not doing this, that, the other, not spending it at Costa.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think a lot of people, like, I would travel quite a bit, and like petrol is a big one. You buy a couple of coffees, you buy lunch, you go for a drink, you'd have dinner, and it's all that added on.
Definitely.
You just don't realise you're doing. And I think I might be really mindful coming out of this, and just be a bit careful, like just a bit more thoughtful about what I actually need. Or
because it is about what you need, isn't it? Like, sometimes you think, I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't need to buy 3 coffees a day. I can take in the morning, and then I don't need it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But then we have to indulge a little bit, don't we? Like I've indulged, and I'm just going to show this, because although we've been talking about your book, I have got your CD here, which I know that you released not long ago, and now is it still available online?
It is still available online. There's a bit of a story behind this, because so I recorded this with the idea that I wanted to make something that was a limited edition. I only printed like, you know, a certain amount.
Oh wow.
I didn't want to put it online. I wanted it to be something that people could take away after seeing a live performance.
Okay.
And obviously this was a great idea. And then we got put into lockdown and the virus hit. And I was like, well, I have all these albums now. And, you know, it's going to be a long time till I'm back in this. And people were asking about it. So I thought, I'll put it on my website. And it's gone mental. I mean, I've been my own shipping service, and it's been
oh no.
So, and I keep selling out, and then I have to buy more envelopes and stamps, and it's been lovely. And I think because it's quite unique, it's only available on my website. It's not, you can't download it. And I think people feel like they've got something special. I hope so.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know. I've even got it's even like signed inside.
Oh yeah.
It's very exciting. So I was very excited to get that. I was intrigued as well by some of the songs. So what made you pick some of the songs? Because you're just listening to it, and I was like, oh, I love this song, and even one from Mary Poppins, and I was like, oh, where did this song come? You know, you're just thinking in your mind, I thought, I recognise this song, and all of a sudden, as it gets going, I was like, oh my gosh, it's from Mary Poppins.
Yeah, so I wanted to do some classic songs, or songs that have kind of influenced parts of my career more recently.
Okay.
But wanted to do different arrangements because I didn't want it to just be a standard version of.
Yeah.
So they're kind of all there for different reasons, really. But again, I wanted to do something anyway. So that was kind of for the future. And I'd worked with different writers, and we had a few songs already recorded. So I didn't want to do something that would eclipse that. Again, that's why I just wanted to do something that was covers, but slightly different arrangements that, again, was just available at my gigs.
Oh.
They were just, so like Feels Like Home, I was given, or somebody suggested the song for me. And I just really enjoyed singing the song, and kind of stayed with me. And then Your Song I did at a concert more recently, and again, it's just I loved the Elton John film. Just loved the song, and obviously it's in Moulin Rouge, and that's coming to the West End hopefully soon. So those kind of things really. Feed the Birds, I did a gig for Disney in Hong Kong.
Okay.
I had to sing Feed the Birds. I'd never sung it before, and found out that it was Walt Disney's favourite song. That was it. That was the thought behind it.
Oh, I loved it. And I think it almost takes you through, I don't know if it's just because I liked a lot of the songs, if not all of them, on there. I feel like it just took you through like a few emotions. And then when you got to When You Believe, I just thought, I found myself drifting off into my own little world listening to the song like I was meant to be working. And I was sort of like just drifted off, and I thought, oh yeah, it really left me feeling quite motivated. So I just thought, when you believe in yourself, you can just do it, and you can do anything. And I thought, how appropriate is that right now?
I always kind of hope that, when you're doing something live, you always want to make people feel something. And if you can do that in an album, then that's, job done. So hopefully, it's working.
Definitely. I think so. So yeah, definitely was. I really, really enjoyed it. It was good. So thank you. So love it. So in fact, it's going to be my lockdown album, because I seem to have had it on every day. And I'm not just saying it because I'm not with you now, but I was like, I'll put that on. So, but yeah.
Oh, that's kind of been what it's been for some people as well, because again, it wasn't really available, and now suddenly it is. People have used it as their lockdown, go-to, and it's been nice to kind of provide people a little bit of entertainment during this period, and it's kind of what I do. So it's like, well, this is actually quite a good time to
Perfect.
put it out.
Yeah.
So
oh no, it's brilliant. I love it. So just thinking about just something that you did not long ago. You were obviously you do spend a bit of time on radio and stuff like that, don't you? Anyway, like you host radio, but you were interviewed recently by Graham Norton, wasn't you?
I was.
Oh, how was that? Because I love his shows.
Well, I don't know Graham Norton very well, but I have known him over the years.
Yes.
He's a really big supporter of We Will Rock You back in the day.
Oh, amazing show.
I have been on his show before, but not actually in the studio. I've been on his show with Brian, opening nights, and we did, he was compere at the, there was a big charity event that I was at, recently. So we have crossed paths a lot, but I don't really know him well. But his show was amazing, and he was so lovely and well informed, really knew what I was on there for. Or somebody had done the research, but he was really good. He really made you feel comfortable, and he's massive.
He always comes across as so much fun though. Is he like as much fun as he seems?
Oh, he is. He's very dry and witty, and yeah, he's very funny. He is great. Yeah, he was lovely, and he did. I was talking about the big Queen celebration tour that I was doing, and it was great. It did do us a lot of favours. So.
Oh yeah, I bet. Speaking of Queen, obviously, well, they had a tour booked and everything, didn't they? So is that still going ahead?
Well, it's been postponed. I think they had like 10 nights at the O2 or something ridiculous.
Wow.
But yeah, they've postponed it. I mean, the problem with them, or the tricky thing, is like, speaking to Brian over this time, they're big events, and there are a lot of strain on them, and they're not getting any younger. Brian's in his 70s. He's incredibly fit and incredibly passionate and driven, but those shows are full on, incredibly exhausting.
Oh, I bet.
So I think it must be tough for them as well to take, a 6 month, maybe a year delay on such an energetic big show.
Yeah, when you put so much effort into, I guess they put so much into the rehearsals and everything, it's a lot then just to stop and then
physical on the both of, especially Brian and Roger.
Yeah,
it's a big ask. It's tough.
You never see him as like you never see him as old, dude. I just think he's like when you say it, like, oh right, okay, yeah, I guess so. But the only reason I kind of brought it up was like in my head, I keep thinking that you're going to announce that you're going on there with them. Just because you did the We Will Rock You and stuff, and obviously you've done stuff with Brian, and I like keep thinking she's got to announce it soon. So I'm guessing that's a no then.
I'd love to, but I've never really been in that kind of. It's never really happened like that, and I think because I came out of Rock You and obviously did a lot of more shows and theatre to kind of start touring heavily again, and obviously they then found Adam from but I think because Brian and I had been working together kind of before that, we had our own kind of thing going, and we had our own journey, so it kind of it would have felt a bit strange for me to kind of step in, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down.
Oh gosh, no, it would be cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, I did enjoy your show though with Brian, so I'm still holding my fingers, keeping my fingers crossed for another one. But I know you are ridiculously busy with that many things lined up. So
yeah, we were back in the studio before this all started, but we did a few new tracks, so we will probably do another album and then possibly tour.
Oh, amazing! So hopefully when we get out of lockdown, things will get back to normal and we can see you performing, live, but live in person, not just live on technology. Yeah. But it might be something that you do regularly. You might have your regular weekend gig online.
I've done 2, but it's a weird thing, and I don't know if I'll do another one. I might. I mean, the problem is the pressure from people, starts to build, and people start messaging going, when are we going to see another one? It's saving us, it's giving us
hope, it's pressure.
So then suddenly you think, oh, maybe I should do another one, but you don't want to tire people of the same thing either. And you want to kind of come up with different ideas. So I don't know, we'll see. Oh,
well, we can live in hope, fingers crossed. So, oh, thank you so much for coming on today, Kerry. It's been so nice just chatting to you. I feel like we've just been sat in a living room together. We've just had a little chat, just about what's going on in the world. But have you got any top tips that you would leave people with, just to cope with keeping a positive mind and stuff like that whilst we're going through this? And
yeah, I think it would be, you know, it's not forever, and I think cherish these moments, because like I say, in life it can be so hectic. I think for me it's been about slowing down and embracing the simple things, a nice dinner all together with your family, or just looking after yourself a little bit more, having a bath, putting a face mask on, you know, just taking those moments to just relax, take a breath, and, you know, look outside, find the sunshine, and, you know, basic things, enjoy the time, because it's not going to last forever, and before we know it, we'll be out there. And I think if we can just remember a little bit of this and take it with us, I think life will be a bit better.
I agree. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go and put one of your new candles on now. I'm really
amazing. I think I might go and have a vodka.
Oh yeah, and that too. Yeah, and that too.
So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.